Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
Hello. My name is Christy Stevens, and I'm the platform assistant for today, assisting our beloved Reverend Joe Sloan, who will be our speaker today. I'd like to welcome everyone on this beautiful rainy day. And I'd also like to welcome those who are not with us here in body, but are here virtually on YouTube, with just the reminder that at the end of service, when we break and have our table discussions, there will be a link on YouTube that you can copy and paste into Zoom so that you can participate in a Zoom meeting and have your discussion as well. So, is there anyone here today who is new, your first time visit? Please raise your hand if this is your first visit to Unity in the Gold Country. Anyone? All of us know each other then. So, it's good. We have just this warm, wonderful family together today. And we're going to have this amazing opportunity to be with Reverend Joe and also to discuss with each other some of the characteristics that we're looking for in a new minister as we move forward. So this is an exciting day. We have a prayer chaplain today, Sandy Spurgeon, and she will be in the chapel immediately after service, because when we start our discussion, she'll want to come in. So if you would like a time of prayer with her, we all know she's just an amazing being holding space. So meet her immediately after service around the corner in the chapel. And if anyone would like to meet with our healing prayer group, you can fill out a form that's just outside the sanctuary doors and put it in the heart space here by the podium. And you'll be contacted and meet with this wonderful group of chaplains holding healing space with you. And as always, we begin by lighting our Christ candle. With gratitude, we gather as the unique expressions of the divine presence that we are. We pause to feel into this life force that invites us to be a creative partner with it. We now allow it to fully embody within our whole being. We sense and feel the connection that exists between each one of us. The universal web of intelligence that we partake in as the human race. As we appreciate our connectivity with one and all, we move from a me focus to a we focus, and express our desire to unite with all of humanity through the energy of compassion and kindness. We invite this energy to rise up within us and extend outward to connect with Mother Earth and all sentient beings. This uniting spirit of oneness, the one I am presence, we call the Christ. We light our Christ candle now as a reminder that we are all blessed by being part of this one presence. It is the truth. Let us own it and make it real in our lives. And now we are graced by our musician, Kellie Garmire, so we can all stand and sing our first song, You Got a Light.
You got a light, you got a light, and it's shining out for everyone to see. You got a light, you got a light, and it's shining out for everyone to see. And by some kind of miracle, now I feel that light in me. You got a love, you got a love, and it's shining out for everyone to see. You got a love, you got a love, and it's shining out for everyone to see. And by some kind of miracle, now I feel that love in me. You got a joy running through you now that just can't be denied. Spirit like a firecracker lighting up the sky. You've got a power, you've got a power, and it's shining out for everyone to see. You've got a power, you've got a power, and it's shining out for everyone to see. And by some kind of miracle, now I feel that power in me.
So now stay standing and greet your neighbor with a hug, a handshake, or a namaste bow.
Okay, that's it. Glad to see so many of you here. I was telling Christy that I was hoping it was because I was, excuse me, that I was speaking, but it was probably the rain. So wasn't anything else to do, might as well go to church. I have to excuse my voice a little bit. I usually like to use my God voice when I speak, but today I'm using my Darth Vader voice. Something going on in here, but maybe it'll come to me. I'd like to start with a reading from my favorite prayer book. It's by Father Edward Hayes, who I like to call a friend, and may he rest in peace, but he has a psalm for almost everything. I mean, really. But this is a rainy day psalm. I greet you, pilgrim rain, mystic, ancient traveler, visiting us today, washing over the land, soaking the earth and enriching it, nourishing it with growth and greeting gifts of life. But you are only passing by, briefly streaming past our door, on your pilgrimage to the sea. You are a pilgrim who blesses all you touch, O gentle yet powerful pilgrim, stone carver and sand maker. What hidden gifts have you for us today? And so the response, learn of me how little you control your life, yet by changing your present plans, I offer you entrance to a timeless reality, a chance to listen and a chance to be present to the one who is always just beyond, just beyond. Thank you, Pilgrim Rain. It's a small but beautiful gift to be reminded of the reality of life. Soon the fireball of our day star sun, soon but not real soon, will come breaking through the clouds, through your mobile home of gray across the sky, to send you on your restless way again. Thank you for your holy pilgrim's gift. May I live like you, always on the move. My home, the endless journey, sacred and bound. May I live like you, falling and rising, nourishing always, till I ascend once and for all. But not soon, not too soon. Amen.
So the word for today and the daily word is joy. And the affirmation is, I'll say it once and then we'll repeat it together. Joy is mine through all the seasons of life. Together. Joy is mine through all the seasons of life. Throughout my life, joy is always part of me. Like the sun that is always shining, even when obscured by clouds and rain, joy is there in my happiest moments and also during my darker times. It keeps me present to life as it unfolds, responsive and adaptive, accepting what I cannot change, and having the courage to change what I can. Much more than a feeling, joy is part of me, a way to feel the presence of God and live from my spirituality. Joy is the anchor that keeps me rooted in peace and wholeness, and the wings that help me soar through the open skies of imagination and choice. My spiritual identity has its foundation in the divine idea of joy, and I carry it with me wherever I go and in everything I do. And from Psalms 16, verse 11, you show me the path of life. In your presence there is fullness of joy. And we move now into our time of meditation together. If you feel comfortable doing so, close your eyes. Kind of get comfortable in your chair. And take several slow, deep breaths. Breathing in, chest rises. Breathing out, chest falls. An easy transition from breath to breath. With each breath, allow the body to relax a bit more. Shoulders dropping. Belly releasing any tension, any holding patterns. Knowing all is well here. Feel your feet as they touch our dear Mother Earth. Consciously connect with her golden aura, her shimmering life force. This living earth is breathing us. Just allow yourself to feel that. This living earth is breathing us. She moves with ease from breath to breath, from sunrise to sunset. We move with her from breath to breath, sunrise to sunset, from high tide to low tide, summer to winter. Transitions both large and small, moment by moment, unfolding with harmony and grace. Allow your heart to fully open. Just feel it opening. And connect with, feel into Earth's unconditional love, her nourishing love, everywhere present as golden diamond light, vibrating in, as, and through us and all of creation. All are held as beloveds in her radiance. Now placing a hand on your heart. Extend your love, your awareness, and connect your compassionate heart with all who are present here in the sanctuary. Extend and connect with your loved ones in your family, your friends, wherever they may reside. Connect with beings seen and unseen. Your loved ones are drawing near. They're always drawing near during our service. So we expand our heart to encompass them and include them in our love. We are connecting with loved ones on all dimensions, so that together we become one radiant heart. Hearts beating together as one. We expand our light and love to encompass the earth, our solar system. Let's feel ourselves expanding to encompass our Milky Way galaxy. the universe, and beyond. Let us rest in this state of expanded awareness and love. And from this place, sense and feel the ongoing transitions integral to the fabric of creation and to our own evolution. Rest in this place of peace and ongoing change. It is who we are. Now, with a deep breath, bring attention back to the feeling of your feet on the floor, to the weight of your hands on the body, and give thanks for this miraculous body that moves you through all the transitions and changes that arise in your life. We are grateful. And so it is. Amen. And now you can remain in a meditative space, or you can join Kellie for our next song. If love is why I'm here.
If love is why I'm here, let me be an open channel. If love is why I'm here, let me give and then receive. If love is why you're here, may you be an open channel. If love is why you're here, may you give and then receive. If love is why we're here, let us be an open channel. If love is why we're here, let us give and then receive.
In this place of giving and receiving, we bring to mind all those who have asked for our prayers. And together we set the intention that as each name on our prayer list is read, that person is bathed in love, and their highest good comes to them. Jody Kress, Jill Wright, Susan Healy Harmon, Bill Mullis, John and Bethany, Amora Williams, Eddie Bolt, Ann Merrill, Jim Connolly, Greg Shastipian, Pam Davis, Denny Mayer, Terry Bottenfield, Celeste Benedetti, Stephanie Jeffrey, Sharon Watson, David Kirshner, Alexander DeGrasse, Russell Wheeler, Cole Freddy, Steve Crisp, Dave Beatty, Bill Mullis, Michelle Maynard and family, Pat Lind Kyle, Kirby and Crystal Sayed, Trevor and Caroline Koziris, Gail Smolin, Anthony Galvin for the passing of Jean Larkin, and prayers for our succession team, our board, and all of us as we move forward in this process of selecting a new minister. Prayers for everyone in Israel and Palestine, Ukraine and Russia, and all around the world where there may be war or strife, any experiencing natural disasters. We feel our hearts extending blessings like rain pouring down upon them, the arms of Divine Mother circling all and nurturing them, especially the children in any of these situations. And now we say our affirmation together. There is only one presence and one power, active as the universe and as our lives, the all-loving goodness of God, and all is well.
Well, God bless them all. One of the goals of life is keeping off the prayer list. I hope that wasn't irreverent, was it? There are no accidents in the world, in God's world. Reverend Jerry gave me a couple of dates to choose from to speak, and I chose this one, not knowing that the previous Sunday he would announce officially that he was leaving. But that's okay, because it gives me a chance, as I have been for so many years, the regional consultant for the West Central region. We're part of that West Central region, which is mainly Northern California, parts of Nevada. And so it gives me an opportunity to assure you that everything is in good hands, is working, and it's going to be great. Really great. I've had a chance to meet with Marlene a couple times, and, well, you know Marlene. Everything is very well organized. And she's got teams going this way and that. Yeah, big hand for Marlene. And I hope I've been helpful to her along the way. The important thing that she's working on is that you all are playing a part in this whole process of the transition to a new minister. You will be part of the deciding who is to be selected on the basis of what you're going to do today and what you've done previously one other time. You're playing a part of it, so it's not going to just happen to you. Neither Reverend Jerry or I would be involved at all in the actual selection of a person. That would not be good protocol. Ministers have a tendency to try to choose someone of their own image and likeness. And that's not good. Usually not good. But frankly, I don't care who is selected, whether it's a man or a woman, someone gay or straight, or a person of color, or a Caucasian, so long as they're Irish. But it is important that you all be involved, that you feel a part of it, and that you allow yourself to be spirit-guided. Sometimes you have to lay down our own prejudice, even being Irish, and open up to God's guidance. And we do that through prayer. And all this works well into my lesson for today, and I've titled it with a question. The question is your life happening to you or by you? To you or by you? The new minister would not the new minister just to show up at the front door and say, here I am. Well, if you're in a Catholic church, that's probably the way it happens, There he is, reassigned. You have nothing to do with it. And you pray that he's great. You want to be involved, you ought to be involved, and you are going to be involved. And Marlene and the board are providing you with that opportunity. But the really important question is, just beyond what for the group, is what your own personal life. Do you allow life just to happen to you? Do you feel yourself a victim in any way? And maybe in worst case, you might be carrying a victim consciousness. I hope that's not true. I don't know if you know anybody like that. I do. Don't raise your hand, by the way. No pointing either. Do we have a victim consciousness, or do we participate in our life? Do we have a victim consciousness or a creative consciousness? It's hard to shake sometimes being a victim. We have the government, taxes, gas prices, even the weather. I don't know if you remember that comedian Paul Lynde. I think he's passed on many years ago. Had a little ditty that he did that I remember. Oh, Mother Nature, mother of us all, mother of summer, winter, and fall. Oh, Mother Nature, you make me sick. You've gone and ruined our picnic. Even the weather. I have a dear personal friend, Lynn and I have a dear personal friend, a minister, whose house was burned during that fire in Reading, burned to the ground. She and her husband barely escaped, probably wouldn't have, but for the fact that a next door neighbor left a Jeep parked outside the house. And they drove not around the fire, but through the fire. Lost everything, absolutely everything. But she's doing great. How is that? Doing great. She now lives in a lovely home on a little lake. Doing great. But then her husband seems to be evidence early stages of dementia. How will she handle that? I don't know, but I know that she will. She does not have a victim consciousness. She's open. Some badly treated people who were badly treated as a child, you would certainly say they were victims of child abuse. But if they allow that happened to them to handicap the rest of their life, it might be said of them that they have a victim consciousness and living with that. That doesn't have to happen. They may need to find something creative in their lives to change things. I think of my wife Lynn as being very creative, not a victim. She married me. She asked me to marry her. She said, I don't remember that. But there was a couple of instances that proved that she doesn't have a victim consciousness. When we were in Kansas City, she was coming home one time from work. Guy ran a stoplight, sideswiped her, drove her off the road. She drove up a steep bank through between two utility poles and up into a parking lot up above. She said there was a guy up there, he said he had never seen anything like that. Amazing. She just drove up there. There's another time when we were going cross country, actually we were coming to California, and we were in two cars. It was a long time ago because we were using walkie-talkies. We didn't have cell phones then. Trying to keep in touch, and we lost touch, and it was only a truck driver that connected me to her. He heard me calling, and what had happened is she, going underneath a bridge, which didn't have any, it was in the shadow, so it was icier than the other ice and snow that was going. She did at least 2 turns, down a very steep back, over a ditch, up into an old country road. Didn't panic at all. The 2 cats in cages in the back seat were a little upset, but and had an exciting time when I had to drive the car back up that snowy bank to get back onto a major highway. And we stopped at the very first motel. We didn't care what it was. It could have looked like trash. We were stopping. We didn't go. But Lynn is a very creative person. And I like to think that I share that with her. There are schools you can go to that not only teach you to prevent an accident, but teach you what to do when you're in an accident. The things you can do to lessen. It is found that most people in an accident kind of just throw up their arms and allow themselves to be a victim. And that's not good. And there are sometimes, not always, but sometimes there are things you can do creative that would lessen the impact of that. So it's important to have a positive consciousness. Stuff happens. It's how we take control, how we become creative, how we move on. Do you want to live as a by me, with a by me consciousness, or a to me consciousness, being a victim? There's an annoying truth that comes from I say annoying truth because it is annoying, but it is a truth that comes from A Course in Miracles. It says, I choose the things I would experience, and I decide upon the goals I would achieve. And everything that seems to happen to me, I ask for and receive as I have asked. I'm not going to try to interpret that for you. It's something for you to chew on your own, like I do. And then there's another way of looking at things. Mark Twain once said, my life has been filled with many misfortunes, none of which ever happened. So many things we think we're a victim of, and we weren't. They never really happened. It's the way the ultimate test of forgiveness is to to view something that happened to you, or you think that happened to you, that you have decided you so completely let it go, it is as if it never happened. And then you go on. We want to be an instrument of our own lives, not be the effect. We want to be the source, not the effect of circumstances or somebody else's thinking or some organization that may try to get you to think the way they think. We want to be our own boss. We want to choose our own road. It's like what happened over there in Ireland. Pat and Mike, they were walking down this, they were coming back from their favorite pub, walking along this road, and Pat says to Mike, he says, you know, I read that if you take all the pubs in Ireland and line them up, they would walk all the way from Dublin to London. And Mike says, what do you think of that? And what a wonderful walk that would be. Last time I was in a pub in Ireland, I was in a pub in a hotel, and it was beautiful, like the ones you see on television and such. And went up to the bartender, and I said, do you have non-alcoholic beer? He said, why? Rather than asking, why is this happening to me, whatever it is, happening to us, we ask, how am I handling this situation? How can I handle it? Or am I keeping this bad thing alive with our thinking? You need to let it go. Ask, what is this teaching me about myself? Always a great question. What by me can I create from this experience? These ideas are more found in a relatively new book. It's called the 15 Commitments of Conscious Leadership. And I understand that Jerry is getting copies for all the board members, so it's a really good book. It begins posing 4 conscious positions we need to be aware of. We've been talking about the first 2, to me or by me, and they probably are the most important. But there's others higher. We acknowledge God is our source of all good, but we have to work on the me consciousness at all times. Everything, like it or not, relates back to me, to us. Where to me relates the mind, ego, personal identity, function. By me relates to a creative function of working with other people, working with what they like to say, the other, which is all of it. We're not a victim of people or circumstances, conditions. You are relating to what is happening. That's the by me. You're no longer the audience, but you are a player in your own life. When stuff happens, you bless it and drive on. There's a little caution they give to AA or people in Alcoholics Anonymous, suggesting that you not grab a hold of the wheel too soon. You might let God steer for a little bit, and then at the proper time take over. We call it surrender. There are 2 other me's for which we ought to be aware. The first of them is through me. The through way of living and leading. Thanks to Reverend Jerry and many of you others who we have been working on that part of our consciousness with all the books and the classes and the guests that we have had that come here, famous people and great people. That's all developing our through me. Through me, consciousness opens us to the energy of the quantum field, to everything. We begin to notice more specifically that there is something beyond ourselves, thank God. Beyond ourselves, like love, the universe, or the very presence of God. As Father Richard Rohr, whose books we have studied, would say, it is something in which we need to fall back into. I like that feeling, falling back into love. Isn't that wonderful? Through me, open to all that. In me, in the through me state, we are asking ourselves the question, what is the highest idea that wants to manifest through me? What is the highest idea that wants to manifest through me? When we open our hearts and listen to the whisper of Spirit, for Spirit only seems to whisper, so you have to listen carefully. Surrender is the move from by me to through me. It gives us the freedom to know what it is for us to do, what is ours to do. And it echoes a prayer we often use on Sunday. Divine love through me blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, all that I give and receive. Why don't we say that together? That's a good one. Divine love through me blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, and all that I give and receive. Divine love, wisdom, grace working through me when I surrender to it. We have to say yes. And then there's the biggie, what I call the biggie. It's a fourth state. It's called as me. And the authors of that book say that they're in working with groups of people, corporate people, that they speak of that one the least. And the reason they do is they say because people are not ready for it, not ready, or not interested. I'm sure that's not true with many unity people. We're willing to go that way, the as me. The as me state of consciousness recognizes the oneness with all things, but it goes further. You release the personal me and become the other. There is no separation from anyone or anything. There is no problems because there is no personal you to have a problem. Let that one soak in. It's been soaking into me for a long time. No problems because there is no personal you, separate you, that has problems. In to me and by me, the me is central. In the through me, the me begins to recede and surrender to the other. And in the as me, we do not exist. The me does not exist at all. You're that close to everything. Isn't that wonderful? We are not victims of this situation that has come to us. We're taking the by me consciousness away. We see this as an opportunity, and it surely is. Coming together, we allow Spirit to work through us as we go through this process for guidance and finding out what is ours to do. The authors of this book suggest that you first become very comfortable with the to me and by me concept before you go even any further. We are using the through me state of consciousness in this transition process. That's good. And if you can completely surrender to that lofty state of as me, please pray for the rest of us. God bless all here and all those with whom we pray.
Thank you, Reverend Joe. So we come to this beautiful time in our service through us. Our prosperity flows through us. So let us say our prosperity affirmation together. Prosperity flows to us and through us in unending streams of plenty. The inexhaustible resource of spirit is equal to every demand. Charles Fillmore. So we have Di Connell and Mark that are going to be ushers, that are our ushers, that gathering our offerings, our prosperity offerings, while Kellie graces us with a song.
This is a Kathy Zavada song called New Reality. Do you ever wonder why you're here? Day to day living, year to year. There's gotta be a reason, a purpose to life. There's gotta be something that you gotta get right. Evolution is calling your name. There's something greater than the same old same. There's something greater than the same old same. There's gotta be a little dream or two. There's gotta be a little light in you. There's gotta be a little harder fire. There's gotta be something that your heart desires. It's time to be all you can be. The sky is the limit to your destiny. The sky's the limit to your destiny. Don't tell me stories about your fear and your doubt, about the gifts you were born without. You've got everything you need to succeed. You've got unlimited creativity. So don't give up on your dreams, because you can create a new reality. You can create a great reality. You can create a great reality.
And now we give thanks for your love offerings that bless this community here and worldwide. Thank you, God. So we have a few announcements. Today after the service, we will be offering salad and conversation, discussions. Marlene's going to tell us about that at the end of the announcements a little more. Unless someone has a pressing need, we will not be offering the blood pressure and glucose monitoring after service. If somebody really feels like they have a need, they can see Anne. She'll work with you. Energy Healing Clinic is next Sunday. We do have one opening. So if you want to take that opening, a beautiful spiritual reading with Anne Marie, just see me after service. And the second Sunday in March, we'll also have another clinic. So many amazing practitioners. We have opportunities, as Reverend Joe was saying, to expand and explore in our Tuesday spiritual exploration classes. The next presenter, Julia Hamilton, as we have heard earlier, traveled to visit Jeddah Mali, and she's going to share how her consciousness shifted by her time with Jetta in that retreat. So you're highly encouraged to join this next Tuesday at 10:30. Tuesday, February 6th, 10:30 to noon. The spiritual exploration following that meeting, Reverend Jerry will be leading a new book study beginning February 13th. The book is What's in the Way is the Way. Doesn't that sound good? Like, what's in our way is the way, probably to enlightenment, right? It promises to be inspiring, and there are more details in the e-bulletin. The book is available in the bookstore next week. So that'll be fun. We can all come together to find out what's in our way and how it is the way. Okay, Trudy. Is Trudy here? Trudy, stand, wave, stand, Trudy. Okay, here's our Trudy Stoner. Trudy is going to talk to us about rediscovering love in its purest form. And the talk is In a Healing Process, Living a Life Aligned with Love. Trudy unveils the profound truth that could redefine your entire understanding of love. It's a transformational guide to healing your heart and rediscovering love as an innate part of your being. And if any of you know Trudy, she walks through the world as love. So this should be wonderful. This is Friday, February 9th this Friday from 6 to 8 p.m. And you know, we've had some amazing Friday events. Kellie sang for us twice, and it was just fabulous. So this is going to be another one of those fabulous gatherings. So let's all make a date, put it on our calendar, because it's easy to forget these Friday night events, and this is going to be dynamite. So we'll all be together connecting our hearts with Trudy. And there is a donation at the door, $20, and all those proceeds go to fixing our roof, which, yes, thank you, Trudy. So we were going to talk about raising the roof campaign, but we're going to skip that for now and talk about it next time. After all the rain comes down, we want to see if the roof is still leaking. So we may be talking about that again. Okay, I think that's it for our announcements, except for Marlene. She has the last announcement. Right?
Thank you. Okay, it looks like there are a lot of people here today to do our exploration. There are a couple things I want to mention. One is that there are sheets on your table that you're going to be working on together today, but also I want to give you the opportunity to see what our web page looks like, because I guess by this point you're wondering what the results are of all this stuff we've been doing together. Well, it's all posted on our website, and it's really easy to find. So Leslie's going to put it up there. That's what our website looks like, unitygold.us. If you look up at the top, it says, what does it say? Okay, so click on that button there. All right, so it brings you to this page of Bridging Our Ministry. Every time you see something that's highlighted there, that's a link. So if you wanted to know the topics, you would click on discussion topics. And I believe, okay, and then if you go back, there's another link further on down, discussion. Oh, and then if you miss something, like today, this is what we're talking about. So those of you who are on YouTube or at home and are not able to stay for the Zoom, you can do this, or anyone who leaves before our meeting after the service can fill out this form and hit a submit button, and it will come to me, and I can tally up your information. And then there's another button in here that gives you all the results. So when you click on that button, you're going to find out what we appreciate about Jerry and what we discussed 2 weeks ago, our goal setting. So everything you could possibly want to see will be posted there. After our meeting today, all of that information will be up there. So I just wanted to make sure you guys were aware that was there, because it's a wealth of knowledge and I'm really proud of it. It's very easy to use. Yes, I wanted to be sure you saw that. We had an incredible team of fairies and elves here earlier today preparing our luncheon so that we can eat together while we're making this discussion. And the discussion we're having today is a copy of information that's on the application that we have to send into Unity headquarters. So you're actually today filling out part of that application. So I want to invite Sue up so that she can talk to you about how they're planning on doing the luncheon. And then after she talks, just keep in mind, before you start eating, I'd like to do a little prayer with us. So just pause a little bit. Okay, where's Sue? Yes.
Are we going to put the chairs back the way they were after?
No, we're leaving the tables and chairs exactly as they are today, because we're meeting like this again next week to finalize everything.
What about Trudy's?
Okay, thank you. So Sue, come on up, please.
And we have the volunteers too.
Okay, right there. Hi. Oh, geez. Good morning. Okay, after service, we will be serving lunch in the back. And so what I would like you to do is, as soon as we're finished, whoever needs to go to the restroom, please do, and come back and sit at your table, because we're going to ask the tables to come up three, like the front three, all go at one time. The middle four go next, and the last ones go, and we will serve you. You can come back, sit down, and start to eat. Is that the plan? That's the plan. So we'll see you. I'll be back at the table.
So we're coming to a close, but we do always want to acknowledge all of the many volunteers that make our church run. Our beautiful, handsome speaker, Reverend Joe Sloan. Yay! And other than Joe, we'll save our applause for the end. A musician, Kellie Garmire, greeters, Joe Darby and Ann Somerville, ushers, Mark Wandrow and Dee Connell, our chaplain, Sandy Spurgeon, hospitality, Sydney Grimsby, Mary Cooper, Sue Downing, Larry Michael, Catherine Arbini, and Sandy Bates all helped today. Sound, Ed Dennis, live stream, Leslie Van Atta, bookstore, Deb Edmondson, altar, Patricia Plank, beautiful, and me, platform. So we just thank all the volunteers. Everyone knows that any organization such as this beautiful Unity in the Gold Country could not survive and run without our volunteers. So thank you, everyone. Thank you, thank you. So Let us stand and say our unity prayer together, and then we'll do our song. The light of God surrounds us. I am the light of God. The love of God enfolds us. I am the love of God. The power of God protects us. I am the power of God. The presence of God watches over us. I am the presence of God. Wherever we are, God is, because I am, and all is well. All is well. We should go down.
Peace in my life is growing because I choose love. Love's always present, it's what I'm made of. I choose love. We are a part of each other. We are one tie that binds us, that can't be undone. I choose love. Peace in my family is growing because I choose love. Let love be present, it's what we're made of. I choose love. We are a part of each other. We are one loving family, sharing one son. I choose love. Peace for our planet is growing because we choose love. Let love be present, it's what we're made of. We choose love. We are a part of each other. We are one. One choice unites us, let this be the one.